If you don't stay positive, if you don't have positive expectation, which is what you're talking about, believing that this is happening for a reason and it will lead to a positive future, then you're going to get stuck and you're going to focus on the past instead of creating your future.
Oh, 100%.
Okay. Yes. So you will always get commitment back from others when you commit. What happens if I commit it? I don't get it back.
You got me all riled up.
Let's go. They put their head down, they work hard, and they believe anything is possible.
One of my good friends, Jon Gordon, is here. We're going to be talking about leadership and why should you care about it. I looked at a stat, Jon, about 91% of business owners will never hit $1 million a year in business or more. And I assume that has to do with lack of leadership, lack of the ability to delegate, lack of the ability to have a team. And I know you have a book coming out, The 7 Commitments to
a Great Team.
A great team.
Yep.
7 commitments. Now, it's interesting. I've heard you talk about like a commitment is way stronger than a goal, because if you have a goal, but you're not committed to the goal, the whole thing's going to fall apart. Nobody on the planet is better at leadership than you. Here you are in town in Scottsdale talking at a massive conference all about leadership. What are some of the key points you're going to talk about today?
I'm going to talk about how leaders need to elevate themselves to elevate their business. Like, I'm not the guy who's going to help you scale your business and teach you all the nuances of that, but I'll help scale you. And as I help scale you and help grow you, you will grow your business. So your capacity as a leader has to grow. Your habits, your attitude, your mindset, and also your actions. Like, what are the practices that you are doing to better lead your team? Are you communicating with them? How are you connecting with them? Developing that relationship, getting that buy-in. If you don't get buy-in, you're most likely going to get burnout. If your team is not disengaged, then hopefully they're dedicated. But when they're dedicated, they won't be disengaged. And then also, are they resenting everything you're doing? And if they are, you're not going to get results, right? So you need all these things as a leader. So many
visionaries have their team resenting them because they come up with a new idea every 14 minutes. They're like, oh yeah, but now we're doing this. Now we're doing this. And the team is just like, let us do the thing you told us we were going to do yesterday. What are some really big red flags that leaders commonly commit, like things that you see happen all the time?
Well, let's talk about that problem for a second. You have the vision as a leader, and so often you're way ahead of your team. You see it, but they don't. And I have that problem with my own team. And you have to really slow down and walk with them and guide them and show them and communicate to them where you're going, why you're going there, explain the vision and the mission, and then get them to buy into it. Here's how you get your team to buy in. Here's our vision and mission. How can you contribute to it? And how does this help you with your own individual vision and mission?
Right.
So now it becomes a part of them. And also, what does it mean to you? As a leader, what does this vision and mission mean to you when you're coming into work every day? Because if it doesn't mean something, they're going to burn out and they're going to fade away. But if it means something, they feel like they're part of this vision and mission, what you're building, for instance. Like, you're building something incredible, right? Hey, join me. Come with me. Let's change the world. The younger generation wants to change the world. Show them how they're going to change the world with you. And that's key. So I think a lot of leaders fail. They don't communicate the vision and the mission. They also don't develop the relationships with their team. So they don't get the buy-in. And they also don't build a culture. I'm going to talk a lot about tomorrow about building a culture. That's what I'm strongest at. Like when Liam Cohen got the job with the Jaguars, I sat down with him and helped him build and map out his culture. I did the same thing with Sean McVay. Sean McVay gets the job with the Rams. We sat down for 6 hours in the Fairmont Hotel. He's 30 years old. And we mapped out the culture, the core values, the mission, everything he wanted to create in the program. And then I watched him win a Super Bowl.
Wow.
Dave Roberts of the Dodgers did the same thing with him, right?
So cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Did it with Evan Spiegel, Snapchat, right? Sat down with Evan. What do you want to create? What do you want to build? We talked about positive leadership. They had so much negativity. Instagram was coming after their business. They were getting destroyed in the media, the marketplace, Wall Street. And he said, Jon, pessimism is seeping into our pores.
Oh, yeah.
And we just sat there and we literally talked about, okay, what do you want to build going forward? Not backward, forward. And that changed everything.
That's so cool. Okay, so to tie that into my real estate world, my audience out here, if I go out, right now we have a mission to go and build 5,000 car washes over 10 years. Okay. That's one of the things that we're doing. We have a lot of things going on, but that's one of them. If I just go to my team, this is what I'm hearing from you. If I just go to the team and go, we're going to build 5,000 car washes in 10 years.
Right.
Okay, well, that's a goal.
Right.
But what problem are you solving? So let's add a little bit of vision to this.
Yep.
We are going to go build 5,000 car washes over the next 10 years because there's a 30,000 car wash demand that is going to happen over those next 10 years. And we want to supply that demand to the local area. Okay, that's one little notch up. We're going to buy 5,000 car washes over the next 10 years because there's a massive demand. It will solve a lot of people's problems because less people have garages. They need to have automated car washes. They're not washing their own cars in their own houses anymore, et cetera. Okay. But as we buy these, we will share equity with our internal team as we accomplish our goals. Okay. So I see the mission. I see what we're trying to solve in the marketplace, and I see how it benefits me long-term. I'm all in. That's what you're basically saying.
I would also add to that.
Okay, please give me the cherry on the top.
The team members that are participating,
Right.
they get equity. You're impacting their lives, their families,
Right.
their growth. So you're impacting their growth, their financial futures. That's exciting. Also, these car washes, can they become centers of the community?
Oh, 100%.
Okay,
Yes.
so that right there is the key. We, in these car washes, all these people, we're going to impact everybody who comes into our car wash every single day. Them, their family, they're going to leave feeling better. Their car's clean. They're happier. Plus, we're going to do things in the car wash some way, somehow.
We also donate a significant portion of our proceeds to veterans as well. So like every car that goes through, a veteran gets a meal.
Okay.
And so it's like,
there you go.
You're basically feeding
so
veterans.
Add that to it.
Yeah.
Right? You got to talk about that every time you're talking about the vision and mission. And we're helping veterans, and we're helping the community, and we're a center of this community, and we can impact everybody who comes into our car wash, and they're going to leave feeling better. When I was in the restaurant business, which I would say, okay, we're going to make someone's day every day, and we're going to try to make everyone's day. So we were trying to be day makers. And that was our mission, just to make people
day
happier.
makers. I like
to
that.
be a day maker. There's a book called How to Be a Day Maker by a guy who was in the barbershop business. And I loved that concept. And so I applied it to our team and said, all right, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to be centers of our community. And we became that. Like, I built up the most successful, most Southwest Grill franchises in the system. Eventually sold them, but I learned that firsthand, like, be the center of your community. If I'm in a school, that school has the impact to impact every student, every teacher, and every family that's part of that school. So with the business today, it's not just about money. How do we make impact? People love that.
Yeah, 100%. They want purpose over profit.
And it sounds like you have that with the car washes.
Yeah, but I learned the hard way, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I've learned from you. I've read, I've watched your content for a long time. You and I have been in masterminds together. I've done it the opposite way, where I'm like, all right, guys, we're flipping houses and we're going to make this much money.
Right.
But like, really, I'm sitting there talking about how I'm making all this money and they've got a salary, and they're like, okay, well, great. I'm here for a job. I'm here for a job rather than I'm part of a mission. All right. Very different thing. Like, for example, Adler, when we helped that homeless lady get her first real estate deal, did you feel like we as a team did something pretty cool? Okay. So like we found this homeless lady that was trying to get off the street. She'd been on the street for 4 years. And as a team, we documented this lady's journey of taking everything that we know, giving it to her, walking her through the process, kind of holding her hand. And now she's a homeowner within 90 days. She went from 4 years on the street to a homeowner in 90 days. Everybody on the team, she comes over here and she hangs out. Everybody on the team is like, we did that. Like, we helped change this lady's life. So it doesn't feel just like a job. It feels like we are on a mission. But man alive, did I learn the hard way.
People work hard for a paycheck, but they work harder for a mission. Remember that.
Yes.
They work so much harder. And I think they'll work even harder for you when you care about them.
Yeah, I agree with that entirely. And I learned the hard way, where I was like, I think everybody just cares about money. So like, hey guys, if we make all this money, then you can get more raises. And people are like, okay, that sounds great. But that dies off. Like, if people aren't excited when they come home and they're not excited about coming to work, like, wow, what are we going to learn today? What are we going to do today? Who are we going to help today? Daymakers. I got to look that up. Okay, so your book it's already come out.
It actually came out. It's a bestseller. Yeah.
And how can I go and get it?
Go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, website 7commitments.com, the number 7commitments.com. And the whole premise is that goals will not take you to where you want to go. We're obsessed with goals today. Everyone is. And yet, goals should not be the conversation. It should be commitments. What are you committed to? Every day I show up, I know what my commitments are. And you have to have commitments if you want to be great. And if you want to be a great team, there are commitments that every great team must make if they truly want to be a great team.
Are they the same 7?
Same 7 for every team. Now, for individual, your commitment's going to be different individually. But as a team, I came up with these 7 commitments.
Can we talk about what they are?
Yeah, I love talking about them.
Okay.
One is committing to the vision and mission of the team. Like, to be committed to the vision and mission, you have to have a vision and mission.
Right.
And a lot of times, companies and leaders don't even have that, right? So start with, what is our vision and mission? Where are we going? Why are we going there? And then, again, how can we be committed to this? And how will you commit to the vision and mission of it? The next commitment is to stay positive through challenges, which as you know, as an entrepreneur. Essential.
Like the Snapchat thing.
Yeah. And everything you've been through, everything I've been through. I mean, show me an entrepreneur and I'll show you someone who has had scars, who have been through the battles.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And it makes you stronger though. It builds your character.
It's a requirement.
It helps you develop who you're meant to be. I never have met an entrepreneur or a successful person with an easy life.
Yes. I agree with that.
Yeah. A successful one.
Yeah.
Who has great character.
Right.
And humility. Right? Maybe you've been handed everything, you're successful in that way, but those who actually build something and really build something know what that's like. And you got to stay positive. It all starts in the mindset. If you want to be a great leader, you have to have a positive mindset to be what I say what a positive leader is. So it starts in the mind first. You win in the mind, and then you win on the field in sports. You win in the marketplace when you have that positive mindset. So you have to feed yourself every day.
It's an interesting concept because you have something bad happen. Let's say, for example, I go buy a house. I'm so happy about it because I helped the seller out of foreclosure. I buy the house. I bring a renter into that house. We have cash flow coming in. Everything's great. Then that tenant slips, falls, sues our company, and they're coming after us for $1 million.
Yep.
Whatever it is. Yep. The whole team looks at the leader and goes, what are we going to do?
Yep.
And that if that leader's like, oh my gosh, well, guess what? That, as you teach, it like seeps into everybody else. Now you've kind of disrupted and you've caused negativity. Versus a question I now ask myself, learning from guys like yourself, is I say, what has to be true for this to be the best thing that happened to me today? And I have to answer that question of like, if I had to answer the question of why is this the best thing that could have happened to me today, then it forces me to go positive lesson, positive lesson, positive lesson. Maybe I need to change my insurance carrier. Maybe I need to do X, Y, and Z. The universe is delivering these things to you to create positive change, not to create negative emotions. And this is one of the most important things, which is why it's number 2.
And one of the key principles in the book is adversity is your partner in growth.
Ooh, that's good.
So when you go through adversity, it is your partner in growth. Everything you've been through has made you stronger.
Right.
But we have to remember that because when we're going through something right now, we have to remind ourselves, this is my partner in growth, helping me get better. I got swindled out of this problem. Okay, great. Well, now I will not get swindled again because I learned from it. And now I'm stronger because of it. I had this challenge and setback. I didn't know better then, but I know better now. So I'm not going to let that happen again. So when I talk to teams all the time, I say, did your adversity make you stronger? Yes. Everyone says that. We know that. But here's the other thing. Competition is also your partner.
Oh, I love competition.
Yeah, it's your partner in growth.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like competition, but it makes you better. You look at that competition and you realize it made me stronger.
Yeah.
It helped me grow. I see what another level looks like. And I know that I wasn't at that level that day or that moment, but now I'm going to get to that level. I'm going to prepare. I'm going to get stronger. So it elevates you. The Japanese Babe Ruth, Sadaharu, always looked at the opposing pitcher as his competition in growth, knowing he was making him better. But if you don't stay positive, if you don't have positive expectation, which is what you're talking about, believing that this is happening for a reason and it will lead to a positive future, then you're going to get stuck and you're going to focus on the past instead of creating your future. They did a study of tennis players, the top 20 tennis players. So they looked at the top 20 and they looked at the top 5. And they found that the top 20, same skill level. Like there wasn't much different in skill level, but the top 5 had a unique characteristic. They believed after the loss of a point or a game or a set, the next one was going to come their way. They believed it was going to turn in their favor.
That's interesting.
They had positive expectation, positive anticipation, believing the best was yet to come. So just that mindset. And I returned to a team the other day, the Jacksonville Jaguars, that I spoke to during training camp. I'm walking around practice, and one of the players runs by me. John, next play's going to be mine. Next play's going to be mine. He remembered that weeks before.
That's so cool.
So what happens if, again, our team, what happens if every time we have something that doesn't go right, we say, all right, the next one's coming our way. The next sale. This is great for salespeople, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
Rejection, it's okay. Next call's mine. Next call's mine. Next opportunity is mine. Let's go. So you have this positive expectation that keeps you going. Now you have to get better from it, or otherwise it's just delusion, right?
Right.
I keep failing, but I never get to the success I want. So you can't have delusion, but all right, anticipation, then skill level, improve that, grow in your capability, grow in your knowledge and wisdom. And yes, now you go to the next level.
Right. Okay. So that's 1 and 2. What about 3?
3, there's so many. It's the commitment to give your best. And I love this because it sounds like so basic, right? Give your best. Have you been told to give your best before?
Yes.
Yeah. Someone's told you that. A
Yes.
coach or
Yeah.
a teacher or parent, give your best. But has anyone ever defined what it means to give your best?
No.
So here's what I mean. I define it in the book. Giving your best means you're not always going to be at 100%. Sometimes you're going to be at 70%, 50%, 30%. But you can always give 100% of what you have. Like giving your best is that. And then I created a giving your best formula. This is really cool. It centers around discipline and consistency. What's the difference? Discipline is doing the things that you don't always want to do, but you have the will to still do it. So you're disciplined in doing those things. And because you have the will to do the things you don't want to do, you then get consistency. You
Right.
become consistent. And that's the result of doing it over and over again. But what drives discipline and consistency? Because everyone's always saying, you got to be disciplined.
Yeah. What does drive that?
You got to be consistent. David Goggins always cursing at everyone, right? Be
Oh, yeah.
disciplined.
Oh, yeah.
But does that really drive it? Here's what drives it. Devotion. When you are devoted to something and you care more and you give greater effort, that drives your discipline and consistency. Trying to be discipline without devotion is like swimming upstream, climbing uphill. It always feels like this grind and fight, but no one had to make Tom Brady work on throwing the ball. Or Steph Curry
100%.
work on his jump shot. Or you doing what you're doing every single
Yeah,
day.
nobody wakes me up and tells me to go get going. I'm devoted.
You're devoted to this. You're
In a
devoted
weird
to your
way.
family. Yeah,
The
and yeah, it's
craziest
an
possible.
obsession, right?
I'm obsessed.
Obsessed, and it's a devotion and a
Yeah.
love and a passion and a drive.
They have
and,
to tell me to stop.
right, and that drives your discipline and it drives your consistency. So all these people being yelled at to be disciplined, not going to work unless you find your devotion
That's so
and
powerful.
your purpose and
'Cause
your love.
I never have been able to be disciplined in something I'm not devoted to.
Right?
But when I'm devoted to something, no matter how hard it is, I
Yeah.
become obsessed with it, where discipline and consistency is like a standard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So focus more on devotion. And if you're not devoted, okay, what will you truly be devoted to? People always say, John, you're on the road all the time by yourself. You know, do you have an accountability partner with your marriage? I said, no, I'm devoted to my wife. So that drives my discipline. I'm also scared of her, but devotion and fear are a good team in terms of being your best. But that drives my discipline in all that I do. I'm devoted to health, so I eat healthy. It drives my discipline. I take walks every single day. As I'm walking, I'm practicing gratitude. I'm praying. Those walks have changed my life. I'm devoted to that practice for health. Again, the world focuses on discipline. The world focuses on goals. No, focus on commitments, devotion.
Yes.
It's a new conversation.
I agree with that 100%. So what's the next one?
The next one is the commitment to getting better. The best are always striving to get better. Great teams are committed to get better. Now, of course, we know that, but how often when we're succeeding, having these incredible successes, do we just take it easy and become complacent?
This is really tough, John, because we hit records last month in some of our products, services, etc. Sales goal. We hit like sales records.
Okay.
And immediately I'm like, okay, next.
Next.
I'm like, next. The team's like, wait, what? We haven't even celebrated. I'm like, we'll celebrate after the next one.
All right. I'll give you some coaching here. You have to celebrate.
Yeah, of course.
Celebrate the small wins.
Yeah.
But great leaders and great teams have positive discontent.
Yeah.
They're always seeing where they can improve, where they can grow. John Madden said, winning is a great deodorant. It covers up what stinks about your team. So you're succeeding. You're having record numbers, but are you looking at ways you can improve? Are you looking at the issues that you might have that might surface later on?
Yes.
And you're like, yeah, it's okay. We're crushing it. Happens all the time to sports teams. They're crushing it. They're winning, but they're not dealing with the little issues that they have or the mistakes they're making. And of course, that mistake comes up in a big game because they didn't address it. Same thing with your business. There are challenges, there are issues that you think, the numbers are great. We always focus on the numbers. And as you know, revenue solves a lot of problems in terms of making people feel better, but it doesn't really solve what stinks about your team and your organization. So you always have to look at what the issues are, how you can get better, how you can grow when you're having that success. And then when you're not having success, you still have to have positive discontent. You still have to look for ways you can improve and get better. And that's looking at adversity being your partner in growth, competition being your partner in growth. And also, here's key for you and your team. Being partners in growth for each other.
Yeah.
How do you challenge each other to make each other better? And the conversation today, I hear a lot of people talk about how that's really difficult for younger people because they don't want to hold anyone accountable. They don't like to have the difficult conversations. They don't want to rock the boat. But great teams have difficult conversations, and they do challenge each other to make each other better. Like there's a lot of love and support. I call it love tough. You got the love, you got the support, and because you love each other, you care about each other, you're for each other, you then earn the right to challenge each other in order to grow.
Yeah.
Because when you know someone has your best interest at heart, you're more open to their feedback. And then because you're open to their feedback, then you can grow from what they tell you. But so often we don't have those conversations. So I tell people, earn the right, pour into that person, invest in the relationship, and then you earn the right to then challenge them. And guess what? If you really love someone, you're not going to let them settle for anything but their best. You're going to challenge and push them in order to grow. Great families do this. Great teams do this. You got to challenge each other. I played lacrosse at Cornell University, and they won the national championship this year for the first time in 48 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome to watch. But I talked to the coach. I said, what was different about this team? Man, these guys loved each other like no other. But, man, they pushed each other like no other. They had this peer-to-peer accountability, just grinding every day, competing for each other.
That's cool.
Not against each other. So in practice, we're competing for each other to make each other better.
Wow, that's epic.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, back in 2020, 21, 22, sales were like so easy because there was like just money being printed in the government.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like deodorant.
Yep.
It was like, and then the economy changed, interest rates goes up. All of a sudden we're like, what is going on? And we assumed it was the team. It was like, no, we weren't even working on what was stinking. We were just focusing on this, adding another layer of deodorant over and over and over and over. Finally, I've had way more fun. This is interesting. Now that you say this, I have had way more fun since 2022 in business than I did even when we were making way more money in the earlier years, because now we know we've removed the deodorant.
Yep.
And we get to work on what is working, what's not working. And then we have these amazing edifying moments of like, okay, email marketing could have done better here, but they killed it on X, Y, and Z PDQ. This was amazing. But what if we tweaked this and we did this, and everybody's coming together and doing these jam sessions? And it's funny, the camaraderie of progress is way more fun for us than just automatic sales. It's weird.
Why do you think football coaches love their jobs so much? They're in their caves every day.
Yeah.
They're looking at the tape and they're like, okay, we could do this better. We could do that better. Let's try this play. Let's try this. It's the same thing with entrepreneurs. Yeah. You see the tape and you're like, oh, we could do this better. And you're working on it with a group of people. Remember this, everyone needs a mission, a team, and a scoreboard. That's the trifecta: mission, team, scoreboard. So you got the mission. We know where we're going. We got the team. We're now working together on all the details. And our scoreboard is what we're measuring and working on every day to get better. And as you're doing that, you feel like you're thriving and you're engaged. It's when you are most alive. So I can see that's why it's doing something with your team in that way.
So that was number 4, I believe.
I'm losing track now.
What's number, do you remember number 5?
Commit to connect.
Okay, there you go. So we did 4. It was commit to progress, or basically get better.
Yeah, get better. And then there's a commitment to connect. And this is really where the secret sauce is. When I work with teams, the reason why I have so much success with the teams I work with, whether in sports or business, is because I get teams to be more connected.
Meaning they're doing like offsite meetings, they're going to dinners, they're kind of like,
meaning that they get to know each other. They invest in each other, that they're not divided. A team that is divided will be a weak and powerless team. A team that is connected and united will be a powerful team. We know that, right? So as a leader, you always have to be looking at, where is my team divided? Where is the disconnection? And where do I need to create connection? Maybe it's that one employee. One person can't make a team, one person could break a team.
Yes.
Where are my energy vampires that are sabotaging the connection? That one energy vampire that's draining everyone's energy, sabotaging the team, the performance, just sucking the life and energy out of everyone. Okay, maybe I have to let go of that person so they don't drain the team. So I'm going to get rid of things that are causing the disconnection, and I'm going to enhance connection and relationship. And I'm going to do that myself. So as a leader, I'm going to connect one-on-one with the people that I lead. Pick one person a day that you can connect with in a meaningful way on your team. Just one person. You do that in the course of a year, and you're going to develop an incredible relationship with your team. Get your team connected to each other. And that's where we talk about offsites and team building sessions and so forth. But I got a simple exercise, one simple exercise that is proven, that works wherever I take it, businesses, sports. It's the 5 H's. You go around the office, and if you do this with your team, you're going to notice a huge impact. You're going to see tears. And from that, you're going to see vulnerability, authenticity, greater connection. And then after that, greater trust and greater teamwork. You watch. Okay, everyone goes around and shares their 5 H's. Who's your hero? What's a hardship you faced that made you who you are today? What's a highlight in your life that you're proud of? What's hilarious? Something funny. That's always fun. And then what do you hope for? And as each person shares, you watch. It's going to be unbelievable. Did this with Clemson football. This was the year they won the national championship. Auburn golf won the SEC championship. My daughter is now a speaker, did the workshop with Auburn golf again last year, won the SEC championship doing this exercise. It's like, why don't they do that every year? Do it with leaders and teams. At first, it's awkward, but as people share, boom, greater connection. I've had leaders say, I worked with this person for 20 years and did not even know these things.
Yeah.
So that's a simple team building exercise. And you can do it via Zoom as well. You can do it online, which is also powerful for hybrid teams that aren't working in the office. Very powerful. But the key is great teams take the time to connect, to build the bond. Because I can watch a team and tell, I can walk into an office, a company, sports team, and I can tell how connected they are. Why? The more connected you are, the more committed you'll be. You'll never have commitment without connection. Goes with clients too, right? If you don't have a connection with them, are they going to commit to you and your business and work with you now? So you have to have connection. That breeds a greater commitment. And then the commitment leads to obviously greater success. So connection drives commitment.
Okay, number 6.
It's the commitment to each other. So we're connecting more. So now I'm going to be more connected and committed to you. Not just the vision and mission, not just the office, not just, the overall goal, but to you and to my teammates. So I will sacrifice for my team members. Commitment to each other always looks like service and sacrifice. And just think about like your relationships with people. Are there people that you would sacrifice for?
Yes.
Yeah. Would they sacrifice for you?
Yes.
Yeah. What about other people?
Yes.
Some people, not so much though, but others, yes. Like
correct.
You would know. And that's the key. Getting to a point where that team is willing to sacrifice for each other. In my keynotes, I just tell a funny story. I guess I'll share it here. I have a friend who, his brother needs a kidney transplant. And my friend is the perfect match. He's his brother. But he's like, I don't want to give my brother a kidney. He's like, I don't like my brother.
Oh,
he's like, my brother's a jerk.
Wow.
I'm listening to this. It's like a Seinfeld episode.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like, my brother's a jerk. He goes, my brother's never committed to me. He's never been there for me. He's never sacrificed for me. And now my brother is looking at me as his body parts. It's like, it's not happening. And then I thought about the brother who needs a kidney transplant. He's never been committed to his brother, but now he wants his brother to sacrifice for him. He wants his brother to be committed to him. Now, you got to lead the way. You go first. Yeah. You commit. You serve.
If both sides are constantly asking, when is the other person going to start committing and sacrificing, then nothing's ever going to happen.
Then you'll never have a committed team. And you'll see that team not perform very well because they're not committed to each other. That's where it's tribal. We could talk about all these commitments, but it becomes tribal. Like, I know that I could trust you.
Yeah.
I know that you care about me. I know that you would sacrifice for me. So I will do that for you. But I'll do that for others. And I may not get it back, but I'm going to go do it. And as you do, you watch. You will always get commitment back from others when you commit. Not everyone, but it will come back to you. And people say, what happens if I committed? I don't get it back. You just keep leading the way. You keep showing what it looks like. And more people will see that. And they'll know you're trustworthy.
And it also amplifies the overall culture of like, this is what we do.
This is who we are. Yeah. This is how it works. This is how we show up every single day.
Did he give the kidney up?
People always ask me that. Not yet.
Okay, not yet.
No, he said his brother actually, it's been a miracle. He's still surviving.
Oh, okay, good.
He's still surviving. So he hasn't fully needed it yet. Yeah, he said he's like actually a walking miracle. So I go, you haven't given it yet? He goes, no, not yet. Wow. It's a fascinating story in terms of commitment. And so is my life and my journey because my mom's maiden name is Gordon. So my last name is Gordon. So my brother and I took our mom's maiden name.
Why is that?
Our biological father left when I was a year old. He was never committed to me. So I never received his commitment. My mom was always committed. Single mom, raising 2 sons. Eventually she gets remarried. My dad, who raised me, very committed, former New York City police officer, undercover narcotics. He exemplified commitment. So I grew up with commitment and seeing what it looked like. And then I saw what it didn't look like.
What a cool dude.
Yeah, I think about it all the time though. So here my biological father had 2 sons. His name ended with him. My mom was one of 2 daughters, and the Gordon name should not have continued on, but my brother and I each have a son. So now the Gordon name continues
That's
on.
cool. Your mom deserves that.
And she passed away at 59. So it means even more now that I carry her name with me. So think about it. When you're selfish, your legacy ends with you.
Yeah.
When you're selfless and committed, your legacy carries on.
That's a cool anecdote. I love that.
Yeah, I think about it all the time because, this is my name that I'm living with now. And up until college, I had a different last name, and my brother did too. We both changed it to Gordon, and we're like, hey, we're gonna go forward with this. We're gonna recognize our mom. She passed away when I was 35, and so every day I'm carrying on that name, that
so
commitment.
Cool, man.
Yeah, your name means something.
Yeah,
your name means something to others as well. So know that every day that you're literally sharing your commitment, your legacy.
How'd your mom feel about that?
Number one question I get every day is, how do I get everything done? I have 9 companies, 600 employees. We have customers all over the globe. We're doing fix and flips. We're doing buy and holds, apartments, RV parks, all of those things. Everybody wonders, how did I scale? How did I get to a higher level? And the answer is that, GoHighLevel. I use a CRM that allows all of my customers to come into one database. And instead of me hiring more employees to go and do all the follow-up, GoHighLevel has systems and automations that does all of that for me. So not only can I have my employees focus on higher end tasks, money-making tasks, GoHighLevel avoids all of the extra payroll. When you're brand new, having GoHighLevel is like having 5 different employees doing all the work for you just for a monthly fee. Go to GoHighLevel.com/pace to learn how I'm using it, not only in my lending business, but my wholesale business, my fix and flip business. Literally, GoHighLevel controls the entire back end of all 9 of my companies. Go to GoHighLevel.com/pace to learn more.
She loved it. Yeah, I think she felt great about it.
Did she tell you about that?
Yeah, we talked about it. I think she was very happy that I was doing that. She hated my biological father, so I think for her, I think that was a great
good.
Feeling. But here's my dad who raised me, who had a different last name Nicolosi, Italian. Yeah. So he had a different last name, so we didn't take his name, but yet he was so happy we took our mom's name. He was that kind of guy.
What a good dude.
Yeah, such a great dude.
Is he still around?
No, he passed away 9 years ago. This guy was like battling the drug cartels on the streets of New York in the 70s. Like all those movies, like his life was in those movies.
Wow.
Yeah, epic.
Okay, so number 7.
The last one. As I was writing this book, I wasn't sure what the last one was. It was interesting. And then I was talking to my friend Damon West, and you might know Damon. Damon talks about the coffee bean. We wrote the coffee bean together. And I said, Damon, hey, what's one of the best team building exercises you ever heard? And he said, well, I don't know. I'll tell you what I've experienced, not by what I heard, but what I experienced. He goes, I was in prison, and the free men came in and actually washed the feet of the prisoners one day. And they were so moved to tears, these prisoners, that they asked to wash the feet of the people who washed their feet. And they were so moved to tears because they finally felt valued. They felt seen as a human being. Because in prison, you're not seen as a human being.
You're a number.
You're a number. And now someone's washing your feet. There's value there. And when he told me that, I realized that's the end of my book. That's the last commitment. It's actually value. You have to value your team members. If you don't value your team, you're not going to do any of the other commitments.
Right.
So you have to make sure you value them and they know you value them and you care about them and you see them. And so that story made its way in the book. I even put Damon in the book and then even talked about how that's the last commitment, but it actually is the first.
Yeah.
So the last shall be first and the first shall be last. So we made that the number one commitment when we do workshops and talks. That's the first commitment we address right away in terms of valuing team members. So here's a great exercise you can do. We call it the spotlight exercise. Go around the office and that one person stands in the front of the room or in the middle of the circle and everybody just encourages that person and spotlights that person. What they love about them, the great work they're doing, why they appreciate working with them. You just spotlight that person. Do it once a week. And watch performance grow dramatically when they feel valued and seen.
I love that.
And value actually is also an acronym in the book. It's about being validated. So you validate them, you appreciate them, you listen to them, you understand them, and you empathize with them. That's how you create value and show value.
Wow. When did you learn that leadership was your vein?
When I first started speaking, I was all about positive energy.
Right.
So I was like, positive energy, like Tony Robbins on stage, like just giving like high energy. People even said like, you're like Tony Robbins, but like a foot shorter and a much smaller cranium.
Yeah.
As one guy says to me, you have the same energy, but a smaller cranium. Yeah, his head's pretty big, right? He's a large human being, very large, amazing speaker. So I started out with a lot of energy, but then as I was working with organizations and speaking, I realized if I really want to impact and affect change, I got to appeal and speak to the leader. And so leadership concepts kept coming to me. And as I started to speak to leaders and work with leaders, and it first started with all these coaches, because when I was 35, 36, I wrote The Energy Bus. All these coaches started reading The Energy Bus, having me speak to their teams. And as I was working with these coaches, I started helping these coaches. So I've been a mentor to these coaches, and I realized, leadership is where it's at, and I can help these coaches be better leaders. Then I started working with company leaders and corporate leaders and Fortune 500 leaders. I just got a message not too long ago from one of the top leaders in the country, one of the largest companies in our country. And he's like, hey, your books have impacted me. Can we get on a call? We got on a call. I was blown away of what he took from my books in his leadership.
That's so cool.
So I just realized it wasn't something I chose. I think it chose me in terms of thinking about leaders, helping leaders, and then what are the concepts that will help them get better and help their teams get better.
What's interesting about what you teach, and we haven't talked about it at all, but most leaders are going to say, how do I find better people to work for me? And I would imagine that the answer is, well, when you have a culture like this and you have these 7, commitments, you're going to attract people, right? What would you say is the answer to finding good people for your team?
You just nailed it right there. It starts with creating a great culture, because when you create a great culture, you attract more people who want to work with you. And the people who are working for you and with you, they're your best marketers and advertisers, because they're telling their friends, oh, you should come work here. So you find talent that way. So I think that's the biggest mistake leaders make, is they don't build a great culture and they don't create the core values that they actually stand upon and what they want to be known for. So everyone is just working unintentionally, but they don't have an intentionality in terms of this is who we are.
Yeah.
This is what we stand for. This is what we're about. Because once you know what you stand for, you can hire people who actually stand for what you stand for. See, I don't believe in diversity. Let me back up with this. I believe in diversity of thought and diversity of people, but not diversity of values. Everyone should have a uniformity of values with a company and an organization. And you create those core values that everyone stands for. That's how you become powerful. In-N-Out Burger is one of my clients. Look at In-N-Out Burger. I mean, they have some serious core values.
Man.
Their culture is off the charts. I was also just with Hendrick Auto. Hendrick Motorsports, and they own dealerships around the country. Rick Hendrick's a billionaire and unbelievable company. They know what they stand for, and they are so focused relentlessly on these core things. So Rick Hendrick goes and visits one of the dealerships, and he goes to the bathroom to check out the bathroom. He always checks out bathrooms. And he goes in there and he realizes they don't have toilet paper. So what does he do? It comes out, GM, right away. Hey, you have no toilet paper in there. The next day, the GM gets a package with 4 rolls of toilet paper with a message, cover your butt. Okay, here's Rick Hendrick, a billionaire, caring about that store, that bathroom, toilet paper, took the time to make sure it was sent to this GM.
And he said it in a funny way.
Not belittling. Right, think about that.
Yeah.
So great leaders are demanding, but not demeaning.
Yeah.
Demanding, but not demeaning is so key. And so I don't remember what you asked, but that's what
it was about attracting people, but that also attracts, it's like these people, what will happen is in their families, they go to a family party, Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever it is. And a lot of times they'll recruit their friends, family, et cetera, to come work for a company that they're like, I love this company. I love being here. I love what we stand for. If the culture sucks, it's the opposite. Yeah. Good luck trying to attract anybody.
And I gave a talk the other day for the first time. I'm a visiting teacher, professor at High Point University. So I was there and they asked me to talk on hiring and hiring the right people. First time ever. So I came up with okay, what are the keys to hiring someone? Culture fit. Does that person fit your culture?
Right.
Character. What's their character? Do they have integrity? Competency. They got to be competent, because you can love their character.
Oh yeah.
But they're not good. Like that guy's about to fly the plane. He's a really great guy. Can't fly the plane, but he's a great guy. No, you want someone who knows how to fly the plane. They have competency. Committed. I want people who are committed, who are willing to sacrifice for others. And then coffee bean. Are they an inside out person or an outside in? This is okay. Is the person you're hiring, do they believe that they can impact the world? Do they believe they are more powerful than their circumstances? If they believe that, they're an inside out person. If they are outside in, they believe circumstances are more powerful than them. And they're always the victim of their circumstance. So you want inside out people. But going back to culture fit, when I was working with the Jaguars coach, coming up with the core values, this was a hack I came up with that day because we were creating his culture and it hit me. I said, okay, what are the characteristics that you're looking for in your players? They started to tell me what those characteristics were. As he was telling me that, I said, you know what? Those are your core values. That's always going to be the case. Think about who you want to hire. Think about those characteristics. Those will actually be your core values. So if you don't know what your core values are and you're just beginning this exercise, what are you looking for in the people you're hiring? And make those your core values. They should be one and the same.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Otherwise, you don't have a guideline for the type of people.
Right. So because my culture and core values, I now want to hire people who live up to those core values and will live those core values. So I want that person. So I might as well start with the person I'm trying to hire, think about what I'm looking for in them, and those will be more my core values. Ours is positivity. We want people who are team players, who love, serve, and care. Love what they're doing, serve others, and have a high level of care. Like
you imagine if everybody had the ability to download what you know onto a microchip and download it into their own brain? Like, think about the amazing, like, domino effect that your knowledge would have on the entire world if everybody could have this.
I appreciate that. That's kind of you. I do love doing this and I love teaching.
It's obvious.
And I have a circle now. I have my own circle. I have about 100 people that are top leaders, but I can only invest in those 100 leaders and I pour into them like personally. I know you have your group that you really pour into. And you and I think, are the same because we're so committed to the people that invest in us and want to learn from us. So we give everything we have. So I do that to the 100, but then I just created Certified Positive Leader. And Certified Positive Leader is literally, it's like $9.97 a year. And we do a monthly masterclass every month. Every month. I do 4. I have my team members, my trainers do others. We also have a portal with all tips and all strategies and tools. So tools for every leadership problem you might have, we have a tool for that. Like an app for that, we have a tool to address that.
How do people
challenge.
Get to that?
CertifiedPositiveLeader.com. CertifiedPositiveLeader.com. And it's epic. And then we also have a community of positive leaders, a tribe, so they connect with each other. And then we have a 3-hour certification that you actually go through this 3-hour certification online. It's on demand. You can do it whenever you want. And it actually teaches you the positive leadership framework of mindset, leadership, and teamwork. So it fast tracks your leadership growth. So I created that for that reason. I'm like, you know what? I've been working with all these leaders all these years. I've seen people get promotions, raises. I've seen coaches win championships. Let me find a way to put everything in one place and make it affordable. Because, you know, a program like this actually would cost 20 to 30 grand.
Oh, easy.
For something like that. I asked someone what I should charge.
$1,000 a year?
A year. That's
ridiculous.
It. Ridiculous. But my goal is that like someone like you will say, I'm going to send 3 of my leaders to it. And I'm going to have them go through it to become better leaders for our team. And they come through it. They have an incredible experience. And then you say, yo, I'm going to send 5 others. And they come through. So we become like an outsourced training module for all these companies, organizations.
That's really smart.
We can develop.
Are you mostly B2B?
It's entrepreneurs and B2B. And it's only 3 months old now. So we've got hundreds have signed up already. So, but my goal is obviously thousands, about 1,000 a year. If we do 1,000 a year, that would be great to do in terms of bringing them in and mentoring them. So it's the place where I'm able to mentor leaders. But my circle is where every month I'm literally teaching a leadership lesson and then doing Q&A. And it's every possible issue and challenge. And when I do the masterminds, as you know, I stand there and I'm just taking questions and giving advice because I know so much, but not because I'm great. It's because I've been around so many great leaders.
Yeah.
And as you've
seen like hundreds and hundreds of different types of companies and cultures.
I've had the blessing of
what
working
works, what doesn't work.
Yes. So I've had the blessing of seeing, okay, that worked. Oh, when that leader did that, that didn't work. Okay, let me teach about that. So it's been a blessing where I'm literally a professor who goes out there and learns from all these people in real life. It's not books.
Yeah.
I'm learning from great leaders. And then I'm able to like gather it all together and then teach. But what I often do is put it into frameworks. because we need frameworks. Like, and I come up with frameworks all the time, as I'm sure you do too. Like I was with the Jaguars and they had just won a close game. And I came up with a framework because they had so much momentum. They were so happy. Like, all right, why are these guys so happy? All right, they got the mood. Morale is up. That keeps the momentum going. Or the other way, you have momentum because you won. Now you have mood, morale, but then to keep it going, you got to man up. You got to win the next one. If you don't win the next one, then you don't have the momentum. You don't have the circle.
Right.
So just I think of frameworks like that.
What's been your favorite company you've ever worked with?
Can't say one. There's just been so many, but I would say In-N-Out Burger is definitely one of them. I've done a lot with them. Hendrick Auto has been off the charts. Northwestern Mutual has been a great company. They're always learning and growing and getting better. Just great people. Public Supermarkets has been.
Man, you've worked with some really freaking cool companies.
I mean, you name Apple. We've worked with. Done some stuff with Nike in the past. Like, I mean, all different organizations and companies. Yeah, you name it. It's hard to pick just one because there have been so many great examples.
Well, you also, it seems like you are ordained to do this to some degree. Like,
I feel
this
called.
was a calling.
Yeah, this was not something I chose. I mean, I think about, I've written 32 books, many on mindset and leadership. And every book I write takes about 3.5 weeks to write.
That's crazy.
And it's because I'm out there learning and getting all the information.
Most people are like 3 years.
I know. And that's how I know it's my calling. I know I'm here to do it.
It's like the information's channeling through you.
And I'm on a plane and I'm like talking to someone about leadership. And I'm at the bus stop. I don't go to buses, but I'm there sitting there like waiting to cross the street on my walk. And there's someone there. And next thing you know, I strike up a conversation and we're talking about leadership. And I did an event this year for the first time called Training Camp. And Dabo Sweeney came. I invited you to it, but you had other things going on. But Dabo Sweeney, Kevin O'Connell, the Minnesota Vikings coach.
Oh, yeah.
Sean McVay came. Matt Rule, the Nebraska coach. Trent Dilfer came. Eddie George, Heisman Trophy winner. Jay Glazer with Fox and Jim Rome, the broadcaster. So all these guys came. And Mac Brown, legendary Mac Brown, former coach at Texas.
Can't even imagine how good this event was.
Oh, unbelievable, off the charts. And I was thinking as they were all there, man, they all left. Like thanking me. Like they were there for me, but they thanked me. Like this was unbelievable. They got to connect with each other, learn from each other. So my new mission now is, okay, I've taken everything I've learned, but how can I connect other leaders together and make them better? So you watch Matt Rule on the sidelines, he's dropped 20 pounds. He's fitter than ever. His mindset has changed since coming to training camp. He said, this was a game changer. This is a top coach in the world saying this event really took him to a whole other level. Are you doing that event again? Yeah, May 1st next year. I hope you come.
How do I go?
May 1st.
Where do I go? Like what
trainingcamplive.com.
Okay. Trainingcamplive.com.
If you go to trainingcamplive.com right now, you'll actually see the video from last year.
And what is
Ponte Vedra Beach, Jacksonville.
Okay. Amazing. Man alive, you're freaking ordained to do this.
Well, I think everyone's meant to do what they're meant to do. Everyone's called to do something, and you have to find what you're devoted to. And I realize I'm devoted to 3 things: God, my family, and this work. Right.
Yeah.
So at 54, I know that I'll do this, hopefully, God willing, to the day I die.
Yeah.
And then I see leaders like Ken Blanchard.
You're just starting.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just beginning. You and I were talking about that. Like, you're just beginning. Like, I'm like, you're crushing it. Like, I'm like, Pace, I see you everywhere. You're growing leaps and bounds. Even in the past 5 years, how much you've grown. And you're like, I just feel like I'm just getting started.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, me too. Like, I feel like I'm just getting started. Let's go. And that's what Matt Rule said. Matt Rule was like, I was at the event. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm coaching Nebraska, like on my way down, like winding down, and he goes, I left there going, no, I'm just beginning.
Yeah,
I'm like, let's go.
That was the warm up, baby.
Yeah, I go, let's go.
That was scrimmage. Let's go.
And then I see a guy like John Maxwell.
Oh yeah,
77, still doing this work. John and I are doing an event November 3rd. He and I, a full day.
Man, the leadership with the leaders of the planet.
Yeah, one day he and I, only 100 top leaders in the room November 3rd. We actually have a few seats left, so if you want to come.
I sadly am on a 122-day road trip.
Okay.
I'm going and visiting every city in the country that has over 100,000 people in it.
Okay, that's epic.
A meetup in every city 22 days in a row.
Wow.
So I'll have like 500 people at every single. Are you going to come out to some of those locations?
That is going to be unbelievable.
Which you're going to go first one? Are you going to Hawaii?
You go to Hawaii too?
So, bro, everywhere. We're going 122 cities, including 3 in Canada and Puerto Rico. I'll be in like 7 Texas cities. We're even going to Fargo, North Dakota.
I've been there. What's the purpose of this?
So I helped this homeless lady get off the street.
I remember that. I saw that.
Yeah. And I was like,
that was awesome.
Why can't I do this in every city in 100 days?
Okay.
Why can't I help 100 people in 100 days? Let's go. And so I said, I'm going to go rally the troops that are all my community in that area. And we're going to help somebody get off the streets or help somebody get their first deal or help a family or what have you. And so we have 90 minutes that we all converge in one location. We go, who are we helping? Let's go attack the problem and solve the problem as a community.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
This is like real impact. I would say that's positive. That's the ultimate positive leadership, right? Talking about is one thing, you're living it. Like you're going out and doing it.
One of those things where I was like, what's the dumbest thing I can do? Like, what's the dumbest thing I could do in terms of like sacrificing my time?
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, tell my wife to take the kids out of school. We're going on the road.
I was gonna say, they're going with you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I do not like spending one day away from them.
Good.
So they're going to be in this big 40-foot tour bus. We're getting it wrapped right now.
They'll never forget it.
Oh no. 50 states, all 50 states plus 3 parts of Canada and Puerto Rico. My kids will see every single state. Like, I've got a 1-year-old boy, a 3-year-old girl, a 6-year-old girl.
Unbelievable.
My 6-year-old and my 3-year-old will actually remember it. My 1-year-old, like whatever. He's just going to be cuddling with us and having a lot of fun. So it's just, I go, how can I create a commitment that is so intense that I can't get out of it? And then it rallied the troops. We already have, I think we have like 25,000 people already registered for the events. And we'll probably end up seeing about 100,000 people over those days, which is just crazy.
That's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
The impact alone is going to be huge. And then also, again, you're connecting.
Yep.
You're creating community.
Mm-hmm.
There's a mission tied to it. There's a scoreboard.
Yep.
How many people are coming?
Correct.
How many people are we impacting?
Yep. And then my goal is to leave a really strong leader behind at that city, saying that now you're the disciple, the apostle, you're the person that's in charge of the city.
Right.
Let's create 400 or 500 people around you. They all get to know you. You're in charge of the monthly meetups. I'm moving on to the next city. You're in charge. And so then I've been doing meetups for 10 years,
right?
But I've never it's now gotten to a point where I'll speak for like Aspire or something. Yep. And I go, okay, well, I'm in Chicago. I'll do a meetup in Chicago.
Yep.
And I end up just doing meetups in only the places I get asked to speak. Well, I said, you know what? Scrap all my speaking engagements, cancel everything I'm doing.
Wow.
We're going on the road. I'm going to go to every single city and I'm going to make it so if you live in the United States or Canada, I'm no more than 45-minute drive from you at one of these meetups. So it's crazy.
Remember this, tell your family this, commitment will cost you.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a cost of commitment.
Right.
Sacrifice, time, energy, money, but the reward is so much greater.
It was cool. I go, are people going to get behind this? And then I get a call from Hilton, the founder of Monster Energy. Yeah. And he goes, I want to pay for all your fuel. And then I get a call from this company and this company. And then we got like $700,000 in sponsors. They're like, we want to help you not have to have a cost in the whole entire thing. We just put our name on the bus. Right. We're cool. We don't even need to sell anything. And so it's a free meetup. And I got off a call yesterday with Home Depot, and Home Depot's like, we want to do all of your meetups in all of our warehouses.
Come on.
Bring all your people out.
Come on.
Yeah, just freaking cool, man. So
obviously you'll have a videographer.
Yes. Adler will be on. Are you going to pop in like 4 or 5 times or something?
Is this going to be on the YouTube channel?
Yeah, we're doing a daily vlog every single day. So we'll have 100 videos in a row. Boom, 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 boom. Highlighting. Hey guys, I'm in Indianapolis today. My goal is to help somebody get off the streets. We're going to go rally a bunch of troops together. Follow us. Let's go. And then the video will be 12 minutes long and it's going to highlight what we do over that whole day. Can
you bring in like a rock star celebrity maybe in some of the cities? That might be cool too.
Yeah, I've got like Gary Vee and some other really cool people. But also this is actually the warm up.
Right.
I'm thinking I want to go screw it up, see what the problems are, and then come back to the drawing board next year and do another one. And then invite all my really popular friends, like pop into your city and go, all right, John, come out here. I want you to speak for 45 minutes and get people riled up.
Yeah.
And then we'll go and help somebody, type of thing. So I don't want to ask for favors on this tour because I think we're going to have a lot of misfires.
A lot of learning opportunities.
Yeah.
A lot of growth opportunities.
Again, it's like, it's my partner, right? Adversity is my partner.
Yep.
And I know I'm going to walk into adversity on purpose, saying I need to grow through these things to then accomplish it in year 2.
Yep.
So
it's going to be epic.
It should be epic. So November 3rd.
Are you coming to Jacksonville at all?
Yeah, I'm coming to Jacksonville. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to find out that date.
Yeah. CreativeNationTour.com.
Okay.
We'll have taco trucks and everything. If you want to come and get a taco.
If I'm in town, I'm coming.
Yeah, please.
If I'm not speaking somewhere, I will be there.
Yeah. There's very few people, I'll tell you honestly, John, there's very few people I feel like are fully ordained to do what they're doing.
I appreciate that.
You meet a lot of people and they're like, yeah, you're good.
Right.
Maybe even exceptional at what you're doing, but there's very few people that it's like injected in their blood and their DNA to do the thing that they're doing. Man, you were meant to do this.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I was miserable and negative. My wife threatened to leave me and I was falling apart. I just lost my job during the .com crash. Wasn't sure how I was going to pay the bills. And I remember literally on my knees going, what am I born to do? Why am I here? And why am I so freaking miserable? And I heard, you're not living your purpose. And I said, what's my purpose? And writing and speaking came to me in that moment. I'll never forget. Like it literally came to me. I said, all right, that's what I'm going to do. I don't know how. I don't know what I'm going to do and how to be successful, but I'm going to write and speak and make this my life's work. And that was literally, I was
You freaking
30,
did it, man.
Yeah, I was 30, 31, 32 years old.
Wow.
And I said, all right, somehow, some way. And I created a website. I remember I created a website that had all the things I was going to do as a writer and speaker. And
was
put
one
that
of
on
those
there.
doing a joint event with John Maxwell?
No. That shows you, right? That's like, okay. But Ken Blanchard was my role model who wrote the
Ken.
1 Minute Manager.
Yeah.
And he was my role model. He taught at Cornell. I went to Cornell. And so I reached out to Ken. I remember thinking, hey, I want to do this. He was such a great mentor, gave me such great advice. The power of a mentor, as you know, is everything.
Yeah.
Like that mentor helps you go places you can never go on your own.
Yeah.
And they help take you places. They show you what's possible.
Right.
And I love doing that for others now. I got all these younger people now coming up. I train all these people. We have a certification program. We certify people to go deliver these programs and teach. And I love doing that because Ken did that for me. And so, yeah, it was, so I look back at that time when I have to remind myself, there are moments you get tired, as you know, right? There are moments that like you're putting everything out there and you're like, you have to remind yourself, you wanted this.
Yeah.
And this was your vision and mission. You had this. So appreciate every moment along the way and don't ever take it for granted. And I don't, because I remember that 28 city tour I went on.
Yeah.
By the way, my first tour, 28 cities around the country because no bookstores would carry the book.
Of course.
So I went around and we had 5 people in one city, 10 people in another, 20 in another. The most people we had were 100 people in Des Moines, Iowa. They thought Jeff Gordon was coming. That's why they showed up. And guess what? Jeff Gordon did not show up, but I was there. 100 people. So I get back. I'm like, I don't know what my future holds, but you know what? I just got to live and breathe this mission every single day. So I spoke to Hendrick Automotive. Who was there? Jeff Gordon.
Yes.
Like sitting there right with me, hanging out, like just hanging out, talking. All right, life is full circle from that first tour.
Did you tell him
to
that?
now. I told him. He laughed. I said, Jeff, I went to this event in Des Moines.
They thought you were going to be there.
You were going to be there. He cracked up. He thought that was hilarious. He thought that was funny. But so now I see what you're doing with this tour. I'm like, oh, that's epic.
Well, what's epic is like, having the positive outlook and dealing with all the things that you've dealt with along the way. I love the journey of the 28 city tour.
Yep.
And nobody shows up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or small numbers. And you go, all right, next. Next.
Let's go.
Next. And then all of a sudden you're doing an event with John Maxwell, which is freaking insane.
Real quick, you know how that happened? So I come back from that tour and I get a call out of the blue from Jack Del Rio, the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. How did I get that call? Turns out I spoke to a small group of realtors, 10 realtors. I come back from the tour. John, will you come speak to this group? Sure. I speak. No one knows who I am, but I speak. And next thing you know, I found out years later, this woman told Mike Smith, who was the defensive coordinator of the Jacksonville Jaguars, she said, Mike, you didn't have Jon Gordon speak to the Jaguars. And Mike goes, who's Jon Gordon? And she's like, he's a speaker. And he goes, how is a real estate speaker going to help me and my Jaguars? And she said, no, he's like a motivating kind of guy. He'll help you win, Mike. So he's like, I don't know. We'll see. I'll see. So he goes and talks to Mike Ryan the next day. Mike is the trainer for the Jaguars. He goes, hey, you know anything about this Jon Gordon guy? And Mike goes, actually, I know him. He's a friend of mine. Here's his new book.
Wow.
And hands him the energy bus.
Wow.
So Mike reads it, gives it to Jack, who's the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jack Del Rio, legend, calls me up out of the blue and says, hey, will you come meet with me at the facility? I go meet with him. Loved your book. Will you speak to my team? I speak to the team. There was a huge article later in the season because they were crushing it. Energy bus fuels Jaguars win streak. My career takes off from there.
Wow.
And it's grown since. So you say ordain, I look back, if that realtor doesn't tell Mike Smith about me.
Or better yet, if you said no to 10 realtors.
Oh, good point.
If somebody says, hey, will you come talk to 10 realtors? And you go,
Yep.
No, it's not what I was meant to do, is talk to realtors in my life. Like
Yep.
you said, yes. The answer is yes. Let's go.
I said yes.
Yes.
I did 80 free talks early on. 80. I did all these talks. And I look back, I can trace everything I have to those 80 talks that I started out earlier because it was a mission. And then during COVID, when people had trouble paying and didn't have budgets, I reached out to all my clients. I said, hey, if you can't pay me, I'll still do it. I want to help you. And that was a refresher to go back to my rookie mindset to help them. 2020 was my best year I ever had in my company up until that point.
Wow.
Because of that mindset. Rookie mindset. That's key for everyone. Rookie mindset. Don't have the curse of experience.
Yeah.
The curse of experience longs for the good old days, complains about the way things are,
Yeah.
and becomes unadaptable to change. Rookies don't know about the good old days.
You got me all riled up.
Let's go. They put their head down, they work hard, and they believe anything is possible.
Yeah. I constantly tell myself, you know nothing.
Yep.
You've accomplished nothing.
Wow.
You're just warming up.
That's so good.
And but it's guys like you, it's leaders like you that I wasn't taught that growing up. I've had to learn that stuff from you. Okay, number one place you want people to go right now.
JonGordon.com is my website, JonGordon.com. If they want a free positive leadership checklist, this is a checklist, the 15 things that you must do to be a better leader. So it's a free download.
It's on JonGordon.com.
No, you go to jgchecklist.com for the free download. Yeah, JG
checklist.
JG checklist, right? .com. Jon Gordon, JG checklist.com. And I got this positive leadership checklist for you to be a better leader if people want that. So JonGordon.com, jgchecklist.com, and then the 7 commitments. If they want the book, 7commitments.com, number 7.
Guys, if you got something from this episode, I want you to type in "let's go" in the comments. Jon Gordon, thank you so much. jgchecklist.com. Go get that checklist. The guy built it for you. jgchecklist.com. We'll also put it down in the descriptions. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, brother.
You're the man.
You're the man.
One of the most common questions I get is, what title company do I use? What title company am I using in Arizona, Atlanta, California, Texas, whatever? The answer for many years was a different title company in every state, because not every state handles transactions the same way. Now, the answer is one title company. It's Creative Title and Escrow. Go to getcreativetitle.com/podcast. You can learn how they will do SubTo deals, seller finance deals, cash transactions, gator deals, double close, transactional lending, whatever, even novation agreements. There's really nothing that Creative Title and Escrow can't do. To learn how brand new investors are using Creative Title all the way up to the biggest players in the industry, head over to getcreativetitle.com/podcast.